Hello everyone, welcome to this 7th lecture of this unit, Finite Element and Method. This is Mr. Suyog Patil, Assistant Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Edrao, Ichalkarji. Okay. In this lecture, we are going to see a numerical on tapered bar. Okay. In the previous two lectures, we seen a 1D bar element numerical and a numerical based on the stepped bar, and now we are going to see the numerical on the tapered bar. Okay, so here determine the nodal displacement, stress in each element, and reaction at the fixed support, that is at this end, reaction at the fixed support. Okay, for a thin plate of uniform thickness of 1 mm. Okay, this is the thin plate which is given, and uniform thickness of 1 mm. Okay, as shown in figure. Then take Young's modulus E is equal to 200 gigapascal. Okay, Young's modulus of this material of this plate is given, it is 200 gigapascal. Then weight density of the plate rho is equals to 76.6 into 10 raised to minus 6 Newton per mm cube. Okay, weight density of this material is given here, it is 76.6 into 10 raised to minus 6 Newton per mm cube. Okay, and again in addition to its weight, it is subjected to a point load of 100 Newton. Okay, additional 100 Newton load is there. Here it is 100 Newton. Here in this figure it is shown. Okay, additional 100 Newton point load at the midpoint. Okay, at the midpoint of this plate. Then model the plate with 2 bar elements. Okay, now we have to prepare a FEA model here. Okay, by using 2 bar elements. 2 bar elements. This is the requirement. Okay, so therefore we have to select one bar up to this midpoint. Okay, up to this midpoint, and second bar from this midpoint to this pre-end. Okay, so therefore we have to divide this plate into 2 elements, 2 bar elements. Okay, and we have to solve this problem. And again here the dimensions of this plate are given here. Okay, so that means this pre-end it is having 30 mm width, and this end, fixed end, it is 60 mm. Okay, the length, total length of the plate is given, that is 240 mm. Okay, and this C2D, this midpoint, it is 120 mm. Okay, at this point. Now we have to see here this triangle A, B, then this triangle C, D and E. Okay, these are the points here taken. Okay, then we will see here in the next. Okay, so therefore given things, E is equals to E1 is equals to E2 is equals to 200 gigapascal. Okay, that is means this Young's modulus of the element 1, material of the element 1, and Young's modulus for the second element material, it is 200 gigapascal, which is equals to 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square. Okay, when we convert it into Newton per mm square, then F2 is equals to 1 kilonewton. Okay, force acting on this second node, it is 1 kilonewton. Okay, which is equals to 1 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. The density is given, rho is equals to 76.6 into 10 raised to minus, here rho is equals to 76.6 into 10 raised to minus 6 Newton per mm cube. Density is given. Okay, then length 1 mm is given here. Okay, now first step in this numerical is model the elemental equation. Okay, so therefore this modeling the given bar using 2 bar elements, each having 2 nodes as shown in the figure. Okay, so therefore this tapered bar is converted into a stepped bar. Okay, stepped bar having 2 elements. Okay, so this is the first element, first step, and second element having second step. Okay, then this is the width W1, width of the first element, and W2 is the width of the second element here. Okay, then A1 is the cross sectional area of this first element, A2 is the area of this second element. Okay, here L1 is the 120 mm, L2 is again here 120 mm. Okay, because this tapered bar is divided into 2 half parts. Okay, so this L1 and L2 are same, that is 120 mm. Okay, now we have to calculate this theta. Okay, that means this angle, we have to calculate this angle BCA. Okay, this angle we have to calculate. Okay, so therefore first of all we will take this triangle A, B and C. Okay, in this triangle A, B and C, okay, tan of theta is equals to this AB divided by this AC. Okay, here we can see tan of theta is equals to AB divided by AC. Okay, but here AB is equals to this total, it is given 60 mm. Okay, 60, and this is given 30 mm. Okay, from this center up to this A it is 30 mm. Okay, up to this A it is 30 mm, and from this center point to this again it is 30 mm. Okay, that means it is total 60 mm. So this 30 mm it is here, it is given. Okay, so therefore 60 minus 30 is 30 mm, remainder is 30. That means this AB plus this distance is equals to 30 mm. Again it is divided into two halves, so therefore this AB is equals to 30 divided by 2, that means 15 mm. Okay, 15 mm this. So therefore in this equation this tan of theta is equals to AB divided by AC, that is 15 divided by AC means this total length of the bar. Okay, that is 240 mm. So therefore this 15 divided by 240. Okay, therefore theta is equals to 3.57 degree. Okay, 3.57 degree. Similarly for this second element, okay, so therefore this triangle CDE, okay, in this triangle CDE, again tan of this theta is known 3.57. okay, tan of theta is equals to x divided by 127. X means this E to D. Okay, ED, okay, this x divided by this CD. Okay, but this angle is known theta. Okay, already we have calculated, it is 3.57. so therefore by putting this value of theta here and 120, that is the length, okay, we can calculate this x. Okay, so therefore this x is equals to 7.5 mm. Okay, x, that means this value. Okay, it is 7.5 mm. Okay, now after calculating this, so we have to take this first element. Okay, that means this first element from this to up to this center, again it is this. Okay, this first element, and we have to calculate this volume of this. Okay, now we are going to convert this tapered bar into a square element or a rectangular element. Okay, in case of this tapered bar. Okay, so therefore volume of this tapered element is the same as the volume of this square element. Okay, so therefore volume, first of all we have to calculate here volume of this element. Okay, so therefore volume of this tapered bar is area into thickness. Okay, and volume of this is again same, this length into this width into thickness. Okay, length into breadth into thickness. So therefore area of this trapezoidal is equals to this 60 plus 45 divided by 2 into this 120. Okay, so therefore this 120 divided by 2 into 60 plus 45. Okay, into this thickness is 1 mm, it is given. Okay, into 1. So therefore again here length it is 120, then W1 means, okay, W1 into 120 into thickness is the 1 mm. Okay, so therefore from this equation we can calculate this W1. Okay, so therefore this W1 is equals to 52.5 mm. Okay, W1 is equals to 52.5 mm at the center. Okay, then again next, similarly for this element 2, okay, for this element 2, that means for this element, okay, so this is the 45 mm and this end, final end, it is 30 mm. Okay, and this length of this element is 120. Okay, so therefore again by using the same relation, volume of the both the elements is same. Okay, so therefore volume of this is area into thickness and volume of this is again area into thickness. Okay, so therefore area of this element is 45 plus 30 divided by 2 into 120. Okay, so 120 divided by 2 into 45 plus 30 into thickness 1. Okay, into thickness 1 is equals to, this is the volume, is equals to area of this element is 120 into W1 into thickness 1. Okay, sorry, W2. So therefore W2 into 120 into 1. Okay, is the volume of this element. Okay, so therefore this W2 is equals to, from this equation we can calculate this W2, and W2 is equals to this 37.5. After simplifying this we will get this W is equals to 37.5 mm. Okay, so therefore this area of this element is A2 is equals to W2 into D, that is 37.5 into 1, which is equals to 37.5 mm square. Okay, now after calculating this, next step, second step, it is elemental stiffness equation. Okay, after formulating this model, in second step it is find out the elemental stiffness matrix for each element. Okay, so therefore stiffness matrix for the bar element is given by this Ke is equals to Ae divided by L into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, this is the elemental stiffness matrix. Okay, stiffness matrix. Then for first element, okay, for the first element this K1 is equals to A1 E1 divided by L1 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, for the first element. Similarly for this second element K2 is equals to A2 E2 divided by L2 1 minus 1 minus 1 and 1. Okay, then A1 area of this first element is calculated, E1 is given, L1 is given. Okay, A2 E2 and L2 are also known. Okay, so by putting all these values here we can calculate this stiffness matrix for the first element and second element. Okay, so therefore for first element K1 is equals to A1, that is 52.5 into 2, E1 is the 2 into 10 raised to 5. Okay, divided by L1 is 120, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, then again by simplifying this we will get 10 raised to 5 into 0.875 minus 0.875 minus 0.875 and plus 0.875. Okay, so we will get this matrix here. Okay, so therefore this K1 is equals to stiffness matrix for this first element. Similarly stiffness matrix for the second element K2 is equals to A2, here A2 that is 37.5 into E2, that is 2 into 10 raised to 5 divided by L2 120. Okay, 1 minus 1 minus 1 into 1. Okay, so therefore by simplifying this again we will get this 10 raised to 5 into 0.625 minus 0.625 minus 0.625 and 0.625. Okay, so we will get this matrix. Okay, for second element 2 elemental stiffness matrix. Now elemental body force vector. Okay, after calculating this elemental stiffness matrices we have to calculate the body force vector. Okay, so therefore this Fe, elemental force Fe is equals to A1 11 Fe divided by 2 into 1 1. Okay, where this Fe means this Fe is nothing but the F1 is equals to F2 is equals to rho. Okay, which is nothing but the weight density. Okay, weight density, this F1 and F2 is equals to rho, weight density. Okay, so therefore for first element, for this first element this value of this F1 is F1. Okay, force vector, so F1 small f1 is equals to A1 L1 into F1 divided by 2. Okay, into 1 minus 1. Okay, so therefore by putting all these values we will get this vector. Okay, that is 0.241 0.241. Okay, similarly for second element F2 is equals to this A2 L2 F2 divided by 2 1 minus 1 and 1 here. Okay, again by simplifying this we will get this value, it is 0.1723 and 0.1723. Okay, after calculating this elemental force vector then we have to calculate this global stiffness matrix. Okay, global stiffness matrix. So therefore this global stiffness matrix K is equals to K1 plus K2. Okay, K1 plus K2. Then by again adding this elemental matrix for one element and second element K1 and K2, so we will get this global stiffness matrix K is equals to 10 raised to 5 into in this matrix 0.875 minus 0.875 0 minus 0.875 1.5, then minus 0.312 0 1 minus 0.312 0.312. Okay, so this is the global stiffness matrix K. Okay, we got this global stiffness matrix. Then similarly global nodal displacement vector. Okay, we have to calculate the global nodal displacement vector. Okay, and that global nodal displacement vector for this stepped bar is given by this equation. Q is equals to Q1, Q2 and Q3. Okay, this is matrix, global stiffness matrix. Then global load vector. Okay, global load vector. It is the summation of the point load and the body forces acting at the respective nodes. Okay, so therefore this F load vector, global load vector F is equals to this F1 plus this FQ, F small f1 plus small f2 small f3. Okay, plus additional forces. Okay, so therefore it is 0.241 plus 0.1723. Okay, load vector plus this 100, that is it is applied load here. Okay, at the node 2. Okay, so therefore this F matrix is equals to, we will get this F matrix is equals to 0.241, then 100.4133 and 0.1723. Okay, this load vector F, capital F. Okay, after calculating this load vector, nodal displacement vector and the global stiffness matrix, next step it is the equilibrium condition. Okay, an equilibrium condition for this stepped bar is, here entire body is K into Q is equals to F. Okay, that means the stiffness matrix multiplied by this vector displacement matrix is equals to the force matrix or load vector matrix. Okay, so therefore substituting all the values of this K, Q and F here. Okay, so we will get this final equation. Okay, that means 10 raised to 5 into 0.875 minus 0.875, this is 0, then again minus 0.875, then 1.5 minus 0.625, 0 minus 0.625, 0.625 plus. Okay, into this Q matrix, that is Q1, Q2 and K3 is equals to this capital F matrix. Okay, load vector matrix 0.241, 100.4133 and 0.1723. Okay, this matrix. Then next, once we get this equilibrium condition, this equilibrium equation, we have to apply boundary conditions. Okay, we have to apply boundary conditions, and in this numerical, boundary condition Q1 is equals to 0. Okay, because here we can see this at this node 1, this bar is fixed. Okay, in this here we can see this is the fixed at the node 1. Okay, so therefore using this Q1 is equals to 0, displacement at the node 1 is 0. Okay, and by using this elimination method of handling boundary conditions, so we have to eliminate this corresponding row and column with respect to this Q1 is equals to 0. Okay, that means this Q1 is equals to 0, so therefore we have to eliminate this first row and first column. Okay, so after eliminating this first row and first column, we will get this final matrix, that is 10 raised to 5, 1.5 minus 0.625 minus 0.625 and plus 0.625. Okay, this into this displacement matrix, that is Q2 and Q3 is equals to this load matrix, that is 100.4133 and 0.172. Okay, this matrix we will get here. Okay, then again by simplifying this matrix, okay, by simplifying this matrix we can calculate this Q2 and Q3. Okay, so therefore this first row into this Q2 Q3 is equals to this first value, so that means 1.5 times this Q2 minus 0.625 times this Q3 is equals to this 100.4133. Okay, and similarly second equation we can write down minus 0.625 times this Q2 plus this 0.625 times this Q3 is equals to this value, that is 0.172. Okay, then we can write down these two equations separately, and by solving these two equations simultaneously we can calculate this Q2 and Q3. Okay, two equations with two unknowns, so we can calculate this Q2 and Q3, two unknowns. Then after simplifying this we will get this Q2 is equals to 1.149 into 10 raised to minus 3 mm and Q3 is equals to 1.152 into 10 raised to minus 3 mm. Okay, so these two values we get after simplifying these two equations. Okay, so therefore the nodal displacement vector is, the nodal displacement vector q is equals to then q1, which is equals to 0, okay, because it is fixed then q2 is equals to this, okay, 1.149 into 10 raised to minus 3. q3 is equals to this 1.152 into 10 raised to minus 3, 1.152 into 10 raised to minus 3. Okay, this is the nodal displacement vector, okay, which was asked in the numerical. Okay, q nodal displacement vector. Then next, okay, stresses in each element. Okay, next step it is stresses in the each element. So therefore the stress in the bar element is given by this equation, sigma is equals to capital E divided by LE, length of the element, into minus 1 1 L matrix into Qi and divided by, sorry, Qi plus 1 element. Okay, so therefore this I means element, that means 1. Okay, for first element, for the first element sigma 1, stress in the first element sigma 1 is equals to E1 divided by L1 minus 1 1 in Q1 and Q2. Okay, so therefore sigma 1 is equals to 2 into 10 raised to 5 divided by 120 minus 1 1 0 and 1.149 into 10 raised to minus 3. Okay, now after multiplying by this matrix and after solving this, so we will get the value of this sigma 1. Okay, we will get this value of the sigma 1, which is equals to 1.915 megapascal. Okay, which is equals to 1.915 megapascal. Similarly, stress in the second element is equals to sigma 2. Okay, stress in the second element is equals to sigma 2 is equals to E2 divided by small l2 minus 1 1 and this q2 and q3. Okay, q2 and q3. So therefore the value of the E2 is 2 into 10 raised to 5 divided by value of the L2 is again 120. Okay, minus 1 1. Then here q2 1.149 into 10 raised to minus 3 and q3 is equals to 1.152 into 10 raised to minus 3. Okay, then by solving this equation we can calculate the value of the stress sigma 2 in this second element. Okay, so therefore sigma 2 is equals to 0.005 megapascal. Okay, the stress value in the second element sigma 2 is equals to 0.005 megapascal. Okay, this is the value. Now these are the stresses in elements sigma 1 and sigma 2. Now next, support reaction. Okay, support reaction. So therefore this reaction forces at the support is given by R matrix is equals to K matrix into Q matrix minus this force matrix F matrix. Okay, this is the equation already we discussed in the previous lecture. So therefore this R matrix means R1, R2 and R3. Okay, R1, R2, R3 is equals to this K, that is 10 raised to 5 into 0.875 minus 0.875, 0 minus 0.875, 1.5, then again minus 0.625, 0 minus 0.625 and plus 0.625. Okay, this is the K matrix into this Q matrix Q1, Q2, Q3 minus this F matrix. Okay, F1, F2 and F3. Okay, then again by simplifying these, okay, by solving these three equations, okay, we can calculate this R1, R2 and R3. Okay, therefore reaction at 2 and reaction at 3 is 0 because they are free end, and at the node 1 this bar is fixed. Okay, so therefore reaction will be there. Okay, so therefore R1 is equals to minus 100.568 Newton. Okay, minus 100.568 Newton is the reacting force, reaction at the at the node 1. Okay, and at the node 2 and node 3 0 because they are free ends. Okay, now this is all about the numerical for this tapered bar element. Okay, friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please share, comment and like this video, then subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to get notified for more videos on this CAD/CAM subject. And thanks for watching. Thank you so much.